Oil prices have crossed the $100 mark, triggering fears of a global energy shock. But here's the bigger warning coming from the Middle East. Iran's military spokesperson, Ibrahim Zulfiqari, has warned that if the conflict escalates further, global crude prices could skyrocket to $200 per barrel. His message was blunt: if you can tolerate oil above $200 a barrel, continue this game.
از دولت‌های کشورهای اسلامی انتظار می‌رود هرچه سریعتر آمریکای جنایتکار و رژیم وحشی صهیونیستی را از چنین اقدامات بزدلانه ضد بشری برحذر دارند تا شعله‌های آتش و جنگ بیش از این گسترش نیابد. در غیر این صورت اقدامات مشابهی در منطقه صورت خواهد گرفت و اگر تحمل نفت بیش از بشکه‌ای $200 را دارید این بازی را ادامه دهید.
And with tensions rising between Iran, Israel, and the United States, the world's most important oil corridor is now under threat. On Sunday, global oil markets saw a sharp spike, with crude prices surging past $100 per barrel for the first time in more than 3.5 years. The international benchmark, Brent Crude, climbed to nearly $108 per barrel, jumping more than 16% in a single trading session. Meanwhile, U.S. benchmark West Texas Intermediate crude rose to about $106 per barrel, showing similar gains. Analysts say markets are now highly volatile, and prices could swing sharply depending on how the conflict unfolds. At the center of this crisis is the Strait of Hormuz, one of the most critical energy choke points in the world. This narrow shipping route is the main export corridor for oil from Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait, Iraq, Bahrain, the UAE, and Iran. Every day, roughly 15 million barrels of crude oil pass through this passage, accounting for nearly 20% of global oil supply. But rising security concerns linked to Iran have reportedly halted tanker movements in the region. Because of this disruption, countries like Iraq, Kuwait, and the UAE have already begun cutting oil production. At the same time, several oil and gas facilities across the Middle East are now entangled in the broader Israel-Iran geopolitical conflict. The impact is already being felt by consumers. In the United States, the average price of petrol has jumped to around $3.45 per gallon, almost 50 cents higher than just a week ago. Diesel prices have risen even faster, touching around $4.6 per gallon. U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright says fuel prices could stabilize within weeks, but analysts warn that if crude oil remains above $100 for a prolonged period, it could seriously strain the global economy. There's another risk. Iran exports roughly 1.6 million barrels of oil every day, most of it to China. If those supplies are disrupted, China may be forced to buy oil elsewhere, pushing global prices even higher. Financial markets are already reacting. U.S. stock futures have slipped, signaling a weaker start for Wall Street. For now, the world is watching one narrow waterway, the Strait of Hormuz. Because if this corridor remains disrupted, the Middle East conflict could quickly turn into a full-blown global energy crisis.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.